We gonna boil some crabs on the boat today. Remember video before where we did a little test on the Predator and the Swamp Bucket? Well, we brought it out on the boat. We went and ran some crab traps today, and we caught a couple. It wasn't a whole bunch, but that's enough for just me and the missus. So we got the old Swamp Bucket out right here. We got the generator out, and we're gonna get this party started. All right, first thing we're gonna do, we gotta get some water in this Swamp Bucket. So let's open it up. And I brought along some clean water to do this in. Lake water would have probably been okay, but since we're gonna be boiling it anyway. So let's put in our water. There's 1 gallon. Two gallons. And we're gonna put a 3rd gallon in here. Set the lid on it. I'm gonna crank up the generator. Gonna get it boiling. Alright, we gotta cut up some of these vegetables and stuff and put in here. Let's take this off just a second. We're gonna cut some lemon. Put lemon in there. Got another lemon. Put that in there. Squeeze it in. One more. Cooking down as this heats up. And this is just little small red potatoes and small Yukon potatoes. Go ahead and throw in some onion. Need to get a little bit of seasoning. I like to use concentrated liquid and some of this crab ball, Zatarain's crab ball. So we're going to put about about half in there. Only 3 gallons of liquid, so this will give it a little bit of bite. Now we just got to wait on it to start boiling. So once it starts boiling, I'll get back with you and we'll put the crabs in. Man, it's been a little while. Let's see if this thing's boiling yet. You can see the weather has kind of gotten angry at us out here. But that's okay, we're still gonna boil. Finish our bowl. So let's take a look. And it looks like we got a boil going. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in some hot dogs, smoked deer sausage, a few more hot dogs. And now I'm gonna start putting right, these crabs have been boiling for about 15 minutes. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and throw in some eggs and some corn here in just a minute. Just gonna drop them down and cook these eggs, boil them for a couple of minutes, about 7 minutes or so, and then I'll throw that corn in there to stop the boil if the corn's cold. So about 7 minutes on these eggs, and then we're gonna have to sit here and let it soak for a little bit. So, all right, it's been about 20 minutes since we cut the generator off, and we just been letting these crabs soak in the bucket while it was cooled off. I did put some ice in it to stop the boil, but look how good these things look. The way you can tell when they're done soaking is when the crabs sink back down. Earlier you saw the crabs up on top of the bucket. Well, once they're done and they've soaked in all those juices, they'll sink back down to the bottom of the bucket. So next thing, we're gonna put the lid back on it and dump it out. Now we've already emptied that thing out. Now look down in that bucket. Look down in the bucket at the crabs and the goodies that we're about to have.
Just country life and me and you, with a back road dream and a little know-how. That's the only life I know. That's a redneck and them soul.